community at large. So having this open dialogue and healthy relationship with all of you here, the candidates, allows us to build a relationship. This is the only way towards more understanding and acceptance, which ultimately leads to progress. ICN always has been and will always strive and remain a center that uses our foundation of strong faith and values for the betterment of our town, city, and beyond. I hope this evening will be a great platform to ask important questions and have important conversations. All of you being here, our candidates and our community, this shows the importance of our relationship, the collaboration that we have with our candidates, that they are here. And I hope that this evening will be a great platform for all of us to learn and understand each other. We thank you all again for being here and for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Kashif, for the welcome. Next, I would like to invite Brother Awsaf Mahmoudi for a Quran recitation and translation.
Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, blessings, and mercy of God upon all of you. Inshallah, I will be reciting a few verses from the second chapter of the Quran, verses 42 to 51. Verses 42 to 51 from the second chapter of the Quran. Inshallah, without further ado, I'll begin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذ قالت الملائكة يا مريم إن الله اصطفاك وطهرك واصطفاك على نساء العالمين. يا مريم اقنتي لربك واسجدي واركعي مع الراكعين. ذلك من أنباء الغيب نوحيه إليك وما كنت لديهم إذ يلقون أقلامهم أيهم يكفل مريم وما كنت لديهم إذ يختصمون. إذ قالت الملائكة يا مريم إن الله يبشرك بكلمة منه اسمه المسيح عيسى ابن مريم وجيها في الدنيا والآخرة ومن المقربين ويكلم الناس في المهد وكهلا ومن الصالحين. قالت رب أنى يكون لي ولد ولم يمسسني بشر قال كذلك الله يخلق ما يشاء إذا قضى أمرا فإنما يقول له كن فيكون. ويعلمه الكتاب والحكمة والتوراة والإنجيل ورسولا إلى بني إسرائيل أني قد جئتكم بآية من ربكم أني أخلق لكم من الطين كهيئة الطير فأنفخ فيه فيكون طيرا بإذن الله وأنبئكم بما تأكلون وما تدخرون في بيوتكم إن في ذلك لآية لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين صدق الله العظيم. Inshallah, I'll do the translation now. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most merciful, the most benevolent. And remember, the angel said, O Mary, indeed God has chosen you to serve him and purify you. And he has chosen you above all the women of the world. O Mary, be ever doubtingly obedient to your Lord, and bow your face down to the ground before him, and bow with those who bow in prayer. O Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is but the tidings of the unseen past that we reveal to you. For you were not with them when they cast their quills to resolve which of them would have the foster care of Mary. And you were not with them when they were contending for this honor. Behold, the angel said, O Mary, indeed God gives you the glad tidings of a son brought into being by a word from him. His name is the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, eminent in this world and in the hereafter, and of those brought near to God. And he shall speak to people of heavenly guidance while in the cradle, and in the prime of manhood. Moreover, he shall be of the righteous. She said, My Lord, how shall I have a son when no human has touched me? He said, So shall it be. God creates whatever he so wills. When he decrees a matter, he has but to say, he but says it to be, and it becomes. Moreover, he shall teach him the skill of writing, with regard to the divine law and the wisdom of prophethood, and Torah and the Evangel, and appoint him as a messenger to the children of Israel, to say, Truly I have come to you with a sign of my commission from your Lord, that I indeed form for you from the mud of the earth a bird-like figure. Then I blow into it so it becomes a bird by God's permission. I heal the born blind and the leper, and I give life to the dead by God's permission. And I tell you what no person knows of what you eat and of what you store up in your houses. Indeed, in this there is a sure sign for you, if indeed you are believers. And I am to confirm what has preceded me of the commandments of Torah, and to make lawful for you some of what has been previously prohibited to you. I have come to you with a sign of my truth from your Lord. So fear God and obey me. Indeed, God is my Lord and your Lord, so worship him alone. This is a straight way to salvation. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Al-Saf, for the beautiful recitation. Elections are around the corner, and that can only mean one thing: graphs. The only time you'll interpret enough graphs who have possibly earned you a degree in statistics. And by the way, 20 out of 15 Americans struggle with statistics. The midterms are coming up, and they play a very significant role. Research shows that less than half of Americans participate in the midterm elections. While both presidential and midterm elections are important, many Americans don't realize that the elected officials that have the most direct impact on them are elected during the midterms. This is where changes in the community take place. And I guess in our community, WhatsApp messages work too, but voting is also an effective strategy. The Islamic Center of Naperville has been holding this program since 2016, our community the opportunity to learn about their local candidates when fulfilling their civic duty of voting. The agenda for this program will be candidate introductions and community engagement, followed by closing remarks and a vote of thanks. Before we start introducing our candidates, just a few housekeeping items. First, we want this program to focus more on one-on-one introductions. So candidates, I request that you please keep it short and simple. There will be time afterwards for you to interact with our community. If you could provide your name, party, whether you are an incumbent or not, and a short message, that would be nice, please. To our audience members, after the introductions, you will have time to interact with our candidates, so please take time to get to know them. We will begin our candidate introductions, starting with those running for the national and local legislative positions, comprising the House of Representatives and the Senate. We will start with the candidates running for the U.S. House of Representatives. Representatives are elected for a 2-year term and serve our local congressional district at the national level by introducing bills that can eventually become laws and serving on committees. Please join me in welcoming our first speaker of the night, Sean Cassidy, who is running from the 6th Congressional District.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all at ICN. It has been such a privilege to represent you all over the last 2 terms since I came in 2018, and to participate in all your events, whether candidate education or the Muslim World events, where we always have great food and lovely engagement with the students. I'm a chemical engineer by training and an entrepreneur. My primary issue through my private life and now my public life has been climate change. Climate change because it is scientifically necessary to get the CO2 down, because it's an amazing economic opportunity if you can help people to drive their car, to heat their home, to light their room without burning fossil fuel. You don't have to pay for fossil fuel. Because it's a moral necessity to leave a better planet to our children than the one we inherited. But also because of U.S. leadership in the world. I've had the privilege for the last several years of representing the United States at the climate conferences. When I was in Madrid after the United States pulled out, a European parliamentarian pulled me aside and said, there were only 12 people from the United States there. I was one of those 12. And they said, you know, we need to let you know that bad things happen when the United States doesn't lead. And over the course of 2018, we played defense to get the United States back in a leadership role. We have now passed the biggest climate bill that has ever passed the House. In 3 weeks, we're going to have an election, and in 4 weeks, I'm going to be in Sharm el-Sheikh for the next climate conference. And I hope I have your support to make sure that we can continue to lead on the world stage, because it is our moral obligation to do so. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Next, we will hear from Representative Bill Foster.
I'm Congressman Bill Foster, and I have 30 seconds. I am a scientist, a businessman, and the son of a civil rights lawyer. As a scientist, I worked at Ferry Lab for 25 years. Before that, my little brother and I started a company that provides over 1,000 jobs, good manufacturing jobs in the high-tech industry, and we have kept those jobs in the Midwest, something I'm very proud of. But I'm also the son of a civil rights lawyer. My father wrote much of the enforcement language behind the Civil Rights Act of 1964, one of the biggest steps forward for human rights in our country's history. And that is why, of all of the proud votes that I've taken in Congress and as a citizen, one of my proudest was the vote that I took in 2020, 4 years after the election in 2016, which I took that vote at the 75th Street Mosque. And then after that, I tweeted out that I had been waiting 4 years to vote against the Muslim travel ban. And that's pretty much what's inside me, and I really thank you for all of it.
Thank you so much, Representative Foster. Now, from the 14th District, Representative Lauren Underwood.
Good evening. I'm so glad to be with you. I appreciate the invitation. I'm Lauren Underwood. I'm the Congresswoman from the 14th Congressional District. That's South Naperville, Plainfield, Shorewood. The new 14th includes downtown Aurora and all of Joliet. So we have redistricting, but I'm looking forward to continuing the strong partnership that we've had together, and I welcome your support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Representative Underwood. Now, candidate Ferry Wilson, who is also running from the 14th District.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation. 30 seconds, okay. Barry Wilson, I decided to run as an independent because the first president to warn against the power of parties and the allegiance to party was George Washington. I think that we sometimes feel like we have two teams fighting against each other. I like as an independent to be a bridge between the parties. I have great respect for the people in the Republican and Democratic Party. I've been both. And I think we should stop attacking each other and start attacking the problems. So that's what I'm about. I appreciate you looking at my website and get a chance to learn more about me.
Thank you so much, candidate Wilson. That concludes the candidates running for the House of Representatives. We will now transition over to the candidates running for the Illinois State Senate. The State Senate is responsible for enacting the laws of the state of Illinois, which includes the state's budget, proposing amendments to the state constitution, and advising the heads of state agencies along with officials appointed by the governor and other constitutional officers. Our first speaker for Illinois State Senate will be Senator Laura Ellman, who's running from the 21st District.
Hello, everybody. Hello, friends. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Laura Ellman, and I serve this district for Springfield right now, and I'm running for re-election. From our budget to our historic Clean Energy Jobs Act, I'm committed to making Illinois better for everybody now and in the future. And I hope one of my strengths is actually listening to people, listening to constituents, listening to friends in this very room. So I look forward to your support, and I look forward to listening to you over at my table. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Laura Ellman. Next, we will have candidate Lauren Nowak, who's running from the 24th District. Okay. She's not here right now, so we'll move on. Let's hear from candidate Linda Holmes, running from the 42nd District.
Thank you, and good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for coming out and listening to all of us, because it's very important that you know what we plan on doing and how we plan on representing you. So the fact that you come out and put this together and have input and reach out and talk to us is very important. I was elected in 2006, so I have been in the Senate for 16 years now. I cover parts of Naperville, Oswego, North Aurora, and now the district has changed. I will also have parts of Batavia, Geneva, St. Charles. I think probably my greatest strength in office and what I have learned is that I have what we call an open door policy. So I always encourage people, no matter whether you're going to agree with me or not on something, to come and talk to me and let's have a conversation. I think one of the things we've been losing a little bit in politics nowadays is the ability to share ideas and not judge people who think differently than we do. I hope to continue that. I look forward to continuing to represent the 42nd District. And again, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, candidate Holmes. Just for timekeeping purposes, if we could please keep it around 20 seconds. Thank you so much. Next, let's have candidate Diane Harris, who is running from the 43rd District. All right, we can move on. Let's welcome our final candidate for Illinois State Senate, candidate Rachel Ventura from the 43rd District.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rachel Ventura, running for State Senate. I currently serve on the Will County Board. I'm the Chair of Public Health and Safety. I'm also the Vice President of our Forest Reserve. I have a math and science degree, so when I say that I will be focusing on climate and getting our taxes low, that is exactly where my history and experience has been. I'm going to continue to do that. I've also been a strong voice for diversity and human rights, and I'm going to continue to fight for all of our rights. My district is from Woodbridge all the way down to Elwood and out to Shannon. So for many of you here, we have a sliver of Naperville and a little bit of Overbrook. Again, Rachel Ventura for the 43rd District. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate Ventura. Now let's hear from our candidate for Illinois State Representative. Illinois state representatives are responsible for creating or changing laws, including on public policy and establishing a state budget, as well as raising or lowering taxes. State representatives also propose legislation that can be voted into law. Let's welcome candidate Richard Gannon from the 41st District.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me this evening. The 41st District spans both Dupage and Will County and covers portions of Naperville, Bolingbrook, and Warrenville. I serve as your Naperville Park District Commissioner right now, and I have done that since 2011, and I look forward to representing you in the House. The number one responsibility of any government agency is to keep its people safe. And the hallmarks of my campaign are public safety and supporting law enforcement, supporting our police. I'll be in the back corner at richjanner.com, and thank you so much.
Thank you, candidate Janner. Next, candidate Chris Metcalf from the 85th District.
Hello. I haven't been a candidate very long, only about 6 weeks now. So I normally am not a politician. I was a chemical engineer building chemical plants for Fortune 500 companies and keeping a budget and having to make sure that I didn't go over. And I think I could bring some of that to our government. District 85, Republican, thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate Metcalf. We will now have candidate Michelle Smith from the 97th District, who is also running for the Illinois House of Representatives.
Hello, my name is Michelle Smith. I am the Republican running in an open seat in the 97th, which is mostly the south part of Plainfield, all the way, south part of Naperville, all the way through Plainfield, Shorewood. As I go door to door talking to both Democrats and Republicans, I truly believe we all want the exact same thing. We want safe communities, we want affordable communities, and we want to have great schools for our kids. Everyone has had the exact same vision, no matter if you're Republican or Democrat. Those are the things I'll be fighting for. I spent 8 years on the school board. I'm very passionate about education for our kids, empowering our parents to make choices for their children. We want our streets to be safe for others to walk down, and we want to be able to afford where we live. So those are the things I will be fighting for if I am lucky enough to be a representative. So thank you.
Thank you, candidate Smith. We will now move on to the county positions. Let's begin with the Dupage County Board candidates. The county board is responsible for the management of county funds and businesses and fiscal and regulatory policies through the appropriation of funds and levying of taxes. This directly impacts the residents of Dupage County. Let's start off with Commissioner Dawn to start running for the Dupage County Board from the 5th District.
As you can tell, I'm not undecided. She's got a work conflict this evening, so she couldn't be. She asked if I could fill in. She's an incumbent, one of 4 very strong candidates running for the 5th district of Dupage County. One of the very first things she did in representing everybody in her district was to have a non-Christian do the invocation at one of the board meetings. It was a Muslim came in, and we've had since then other religions or non-religions come in to do invocations. She's also worked really hard through her first 4 years, and she would love to have your vote and your encouragement for her to run again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we'll hear from Commissioner Sadia Covert.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right, thank you so much. My name is Sadia Colbert. I'm an incumbent and your Dupage County Board member. I served for 4 years and I'm up for re-election until November 8th. I hope to earn your vote, and I need to keep this under 20 seconds, so I will say that I am a strong believer in working together with everybody to get results, and that's exactly what I've done for 4 years. Please visit my website or approach my table, and I'll share more about myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner Covert. Now, let's hear from candidate Sabah Hader.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Sabah Heather and I'm running for Dupage County Board District 5. I got slated to be on the ballot just six weeks ago, so this has been a sprint for me. It's been a marathon for many. It's been a sprint for me. I urge you to do one thing for me tonight. Any candidate that speaks to you, any candidate that feels like, yes, I like this candidate, make sure you share that information with 5 of your friends. Make sure that they go out and they vote for these candidates, and when we do that, we make sure, excuse me, we make sure that we elect the candidates that are going to fight for us, that are going to work for us, that are going to stand for us. So my website is sabahheather.com, and I hope that you will visit my website. I'm there right next to Sister Sadia. I'm here to answer any of your questions, and inshallah we will win in October. But November, thank you. We can win in October too.
Thank you, candidate Adder. And our final candidate for Dupage County Board, candidate Patty Gustin from the 5th District.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm also your city councilwoman. I actually had the privilege of approving this expansion when you guys wanted to expand this building. This is when Ms. Meader talks about you want candidates that are going to work for you. You guys also know 248 was a little bit of a struggle, and in the city council, we were able to get that done for you guys. So I really, really would appreciate your support moving forward on the county board so that I can work for you again on the county level. If you're free and up and walking, if you don't mind, take one of my signs. I will say 1 sign in a front lawn, statistically they say, equates to 3 votes. So that can also help a candidate get elected. I want to thank you very much. I'm so happy to be knowing that you guys are going to be expanding down to 248 also. So I'm happy to have been able to help with that. My website is electgustin.com, and please come back there and chit chat with me, and we'll hear from the other speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilwoman Patty Gustin. Now for the Dupage County Clerk, who takes care of record keeping of proceedings and issuing licenses in the county, as well as handling tax collection documents. Let's hear from candidate Evelyn Sanguinetti, running for Dupage County Clerk.
Sorry, I have laryngitis from going door to door, but I had to be here today to share this moment with all of you. So I come from a family of immigrants and refugees, and my mom always told me, en este país todo es posible. In this country, anything is possible. And I was able to do that. I was able to become the first Latina councilwoman in the city of Wheaton, and ultimately become the first Latina lieutenant governor in the entire country. This is indeed the best country on earth, and I'm so proud now, because after having become lieutenant governor, I was able to sign a piece of legislation that barred hate crimes in the state of Illinois. And we all know full well in the 21st century that that is very much alive and something we need to fight against. After having been your lieutenant governor, I served as the executive director of Hope Fair Housing. Again, fighting for fair housing opportunities for all of us, no matter what our background is. Today, I am running as your clerk. Estoy apostulada para secretaria del condado de Dupage. And I'd be so proud to get to work for all of you to make it the office of the people. Gracias, and please consider voting for me. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Sanguinetti. Next, candidate Jean Kazmarek, also running for DuPage County Clerk.
No, I'm a quiet person, but not this quiet. Thank you for this warm invitation. I'm Jean Kazmarek.
She's running for DuPage County Board
Clerk.
Chair.
And
DuPage County Board Chair.
I just want to say it's been a pleasure to serve you the past 4 years. When voting rights have been under attack in our country, voting has never been easier or safer in DuPage County. I represent neighbor ballots. I tell the early voting sites. I explain it openly. And we have Vote Anywhere in DuPage County. And I just have to say, it's very surreal to be running for the election while running the election. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Kazmarek. Now I'd like to invite Greg Hart, who's running for DuPage County Board Chair.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you all tonight. It's great to be at ICN. As was mentioned, I'm Greg Hart. I'm a current DuPage County Board member representing parts of Naperville in District 3, and I'm the Republican nominee for DuPage County Board Chairman. And despite all of those other roles, the most important roles that I believe I play are that of a husband and a father. And the reason that I'm running for county chairman is because I don't want my kids or any of our kids or grandkids to have to leave DuPage County to pursue their potential. This has always been a community that has been great because we prioritize our investments in law enforcement, we manage our budget, we support the economic empowerment of everyone, and that's what I want to do as your county board chairman, making sure that we're keeping this a safe community, we're managing our taxes and not passing anything more down to our citizens that we need to, and that we're expanding economic opportunity through the county to all people that live in DuPage County. And I actually want to start working with my colleagues on the DuPage County Board, the first minority, women-owned and veteran-owned business enterprise programs, so that we can really help everyone rise in DuPage County. So I'd be honored to have your support. Thank you for having me tonight, and have a great rest of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate Greg Hart. Up next, our candidate for DuPage County Treasurer. The county treasurer deposits and invests funds and pays the bills for the county. Let's welcome Gwen Henry, running for the DuPage County Treasurer.
It is a pleasure to be here tonight and to thank you for coming to listen to us, and I would love to talk to you after the meeting back at my table. But I have the privilege of serving as your treasurer now, and it's been a real privilege to do that, and I'm looking forward to continuing to serve in the next 4 years. It's been interesting. We've done a lot of work. I am a CPA by training. I'm well versed in business, and so I'm pleased to be able to serve you as your treasurer, and I look forward to another 4 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, candidate Gwen. Moving on to the DuPage County Forest Preserve Board, which aims to protect and enhance natural areas and take care of green space. Candidate Bob Schillerstrom, the floor is yours.
Before Bob comes up, I'm Don Patajni. I'm the Democratic challenger for DuPage County Treasurer. Salam alaikum. Before I take a second and tell you about myself, I have to share, my wife is an immigrant from a Muslim country. We just recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary when she became a citizen. What a special day that was. I held our toddler and she gave her oath of citizenship. So I understand the struggle. I understand the impact that so many issues have with you. So I have many degrees and certifications and a broad range of executive leadership. I also have many ideas that I can't wait to put into practice to improve the office. And most importantly, I have the energy to the office that our community deserves. Thank you so much.
Thank you, candidate. Now moving on to candidate Bob Schillerstrom for DuPage County Forest Board.
Hello, I'm Bob Schillerstrom, and I'm running for president of the Forest Reserve District. I know many of you. We had the opportunity to work together when I was your county board chairman for 12 years. And I want to thank you for putting together this forum, and I want to thank you for coming out to vote. I'm uniquely qualified for this position, not only because I served as county board chairman, I've also served as a trustee at the Board in Arboretum for 12 years. I was president of the Conservation Foundation, and I served on the Forest Reserve District Board, where we bought 5,000 acres of open space. I will be an advocate for the environment. I will protect our environment. I will enlarge our forest reserves so there is more of them for us to enjoy, and I will plant trees for our grandchildren and our children and to mitigate climate change. Thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you.
Thank you, candidate Schillerstrom. Next, Commissioner Daniel Hebert.
Thank you. I am the Forest Reserve President. I'm the incumbent. I'm a Democrat. I'm running for re-election. 4 years ago, I stepped down as a park ranger at the Forest Reserve District, where I was in charge of safety at the Forest Reserve to be your president. I ran on a fiscal responsibility platform. I got rid of pensions for part-time politicians. I refused benefits. I kept the line on the budget. So we held the line on the taxes, and we've been doing great projects, connecting trails, keeping you safe. We were open during COVID. I want to continue this excellent leadership, fighting climate change. We've done 4 large solar projects. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Commissioner Hebert. And that concludes our candidates from DuPage County. Moving just a few miles over to Will County, let's welcome candidate Mark Revis from the 8th District.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mark Revis. I am the candidate for Will County Board, District 8. District 8 represents most of Plainfield, north of Caton Farm Road and south of 111th Street. It does sound like your new center off of 248th Street is in my district, but I might not have the right location. So I would like somebody to come to my table and show me the exact spot. I am running for the Will County Board because we need a new generation of leadership, not only in our county, but in our state. I have a diverse professional background that includes rebuilding Wedgewood Golf Course off of Caton Farm in 59, working in the solar energy industry, and I also worked for a nonpartisan small business organization all of last year. So would love to answer any of your questions at my table. Again, Mark Revis, Will County Board, District 8.
Thank you, candidate Revis. Next, board member Margaret Tyson from District 9. All right, we'll move on to board member Meta Mueller from the 10th District.
Thank you so much for having us here this evening. My name is Meta Mueller, and I am the current majority leader of the Will County Board. I'll be representing the 10th District, which encompasses Aurora and Naperville portions of Will County. The new location on 248th Street will be in my new district, and I'm very excited to have it. What makes me different from the other candidates running for this position? I believe that taking care of each other is everything. I have a commitment to the issues that matter most to my residents, making sure all of Will County residents have access to affordable mental health care, that clean air and water and a sustainable future are a necessity for all of us, that the integrity of our voting and county clerk's office is protected, and that we should be a welcoming and inclusive community for all. So I look forward to continuing to work with you and serving the residents in Will County and making it a thriving community for everyone. Feel free to look me up on metamueller.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kenneth Mueller. Next up, Board Member Jacqueline Trenier from the 11th District. Okay. All right, finally, let's welcome Board Member Micah Freeman, who's running for the Will County Board from the 13th Congressional. No. Okay. All right, let's move on to candidate Gretchen Prince. Hopefully she's here.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Gretchen Prince. I'm running for Will County Clerk. I am the challenger. One of the main things that I'm running on is that I will clean up the voter rolls and I will remove all the dead people from the voter rolls so that they can not vote anymore. Most people don't realize that when your loved one dies, if a member of your family dies, it is your family's responsibility to contact the clerk's office and take them off the voter rolls. Did you know that? It's not well known, and I think that the clerk should do that proactively instead of reactively, and so that's what I would do. They already know who the dead people are. They also produce death certificates in an office, so let's just take the dead people off the voter rolls. So my name is Gretchen Prince, and I'm running for Will County Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Prince. Next, I would like to invite candidate Lauren Nowak, running for State Senate, District 24.
Hello, my name is Lauren Nowak. I'm running for State Senate in the 24th District. 10 years ago, I was also elected as the youngest woman on the Dupage County Board in District 6, where I may or may not, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't quite clearly see the crowd, but we might have met back then because I've been working very closely with the South Asian community ever since then, and especially with the Muslim community. When I was on the board, Dupage County had a couple lawsuits regarding zoning for Muslim prayer centers. One was in my district. Even after the lawsuit found that the county's denial of zoning for the Muslim prayer center was completely unfounded, they still wanted to vote it down. They wanted to waste our time, waste our money, but most importantly, step on your freedoms. So I was very happy to work closely with the community to make sure that I voted yes and to advocate for this prayer center to be passed, and it is here in District 6 today. Unlike my opponent, who you are possibly familiar with, he intentionally went out of his way to exclude the Muslim community from the Indian American Advisory Council. Are you familiar with the Indian American Advisory Council? I encourage you to look it up and look at the specific wording and language that does not allow Muslims from India to participate in this council. So my campaign team is very diverse. A lot of people from the South Asian and Muslim community, also Latino, African American, and other Asian communities. I believe we are stronger together. Please come visit me at my booth over there. If you're in my district, I would love your support. If you'd like to volunteer or get involved, please let me know. Also, I just want to give a shout out to Jean. Oh, sorry. Oh, all right. If you want to ask about how to be careful with voting, talk to me later. As an election judge, I've seen things. Bye.
Thank you so much, candidate Nowak. Moving on, let's hear from candidate Lauren Ferry, who's running for the Will County Clerk.
Hello, thank you so much for having me here this evening. My name is Lauren Staley Ferry. I am the incumbent. I am your current Will County Clerk, and happy to be here to speak with you tonight. I'm extremely proud of my accomplishments in the last 4 years. I've run 3 successful elections during a worldwide pandemic. When we talk about voter rolls, that is something that was very important to me when I got into office. We have advanced training and technology to make sure that our voter rolls are current and clean and secure. We actually have one person on our voter registration team that handles the people, the deceased people that vote. So when we talk about people voting, our voter rolls are clean and secure, and we have a team that handles those voter rolls. And the most current training for that. I expanded voter access. It is something that was very important to me. Early voting locations have been added since I've been there. It is our most important right, and we need to make sure that everybody has that access to vote. Elections are fair in Will County and secure. Please visit my table. We've done so many more things, and would love to partner with all of you in the future. So please have at my table to talk about everything we've done in the office. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Clerk Ferry. We will now move on to our candidate for Will County Sheriff, who aims to protect those residing in the county, reduce crime, and make the county safe and peaceful. Let's welcome our candidate for Will County Sheriff, Sheriff Mike Kelly.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not Sheriff Mike Kelly. My name is Dan Jungles. I'm Deputy Chief of the Will County Sheriff's Office. Unfortunately, Sheriff Kelly could not be here today, so he sent me here to answer any questions that you guys may have for me or have for him. But he's a 34-year veteran of the Will County Sheriff's Office. He's been the current sheriff for the past 8 years. Since he's been sheriff, he's enacted a bunch of different policies and procedures at the Sheriff's Office to help ensure transparency and discipline on employees that act out of line. Moving forward, we've put a new facility in our Laraway, in Joliet at our Laraway facility, state-of-the-art. We have top-of-the-line equipment, top-of-the-line training for all of our deputies, and we look forward to continuing that service. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For the Will County Treasurer, we have 2 candidates. First, candidate Raj Pillai.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Raj Pillai, and I'm running for Will County Treasurer as a challenger. So I'm a United States Navy veteran, I'm a CPA, and the reason I'm running is I think that we do need a CPA in the office. And my goals are to protect your money, eliminate wasteful spending, and also create more transparency. Because as an immigrant, I grew up making the most of every single dollar, and I know exactly how to do that, and I want to bring that into the Treasurer's office, and I hope to earn your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Pillai. Next, candidate Tim Brophy, who's also running for Will County Treasurer.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Tim Brophy, your Will County Treasurer. 4 years ago, I promised to be a full-time treasurer, and I've kept that promise. I'm there every day to make sure the office is running right. We have one fewer employee than we had when I started. Little about me, I'm a native of Joliet, Illinois. I grew up in my career in banking and real estate. I have an MBA from the University of Chicago, and I served 16 years on the Joliet City Council prior to this elected office. I hope that I've run the office smoothly and efficiently. We send out about 275,000 tax bills, each one of them different. Thank you for paying on time, those of you who paid on time. And I hope to earn your vote to serve another term. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Brophy. And now moving on to our final position, which is the Superintendent of School. The Superintendent of School is responsible for making recommendations to the county board regarding the budget, determining instructional material, and the selection of teachers. Let's welcome candidate Sean Walsh.
Thank you. My name is Sean Walsh. I'm the Regional Superintendent of Schools for Will County. I've been Regional Superintendent since 2013. Prior to that, I was the Assistant Superintendent since 2007. So I have 15 years of experience in the office. Some of the priorities that we're working on, school safety. In 2014, we established a school safety task force. We brought law enforcement together with school officials, talk about best practices, how to keep our kids safe. teachers. We need teachers. So we're working with higher ed to create a pipeline for teachers to come in. We also need a lot of bus drivers, so if anybody wants to drive a bus, we need those too. And lastly is truancy. Hired additional truancy caseworkers, and we've placed them strategically throughout the county to help combat that, get the kids back in school. So I appreciate your support on November 8th, and thank you again.
Thank you, candidate Walsh. Next, I would like to invite candidate Diane Harris, who's running from the 43rd District.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Diane M. Harris, I'm candidate for state senate in the 43rd district. Happy to be here. I am a social conservative and I support reducing taxes and cutting spending. I do not support the Safety Act. It is not safe. I think that we need to add more parents' involvement in the schools because our children are being hijacked. We have to focus on education and not indoctrination. So I ask for your vote. I look forward to serving each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Harris. Next, I would like to have Representative Janet Jane Gore.
Good evening. I am State Representative Janet Jane Gore. I represent the 41st District, which includes mostly Naperville, portions of Warrenville, and the New Mac will also include Bolingbrook. I am a proud member of the Asian American Caucus in the General Assembly. That caucus has grown exponentially in the past 6 years. 6 years ago, it was one person. 2 years later, it was 2 people. And then 2 years later, when I joined, it grew to 4. It is because of your support, because of your incredible engagement, that we are actually on trajectory to get to 8 Asian American caucus members in November. I want to thank you for that support. It's because of that support, it's because of the support of these wonderful legislators that you see here, these representatives, these senators, that we have been able to pass the legislation that matters to you, that matters to the Muslim American community. We have passed legislation to require inclusive athletic attire. We have passed legislation to make sure that our students in our public schools are learning about Muslim American history. These are incredible pieces of legislation. I'm also very proud to be the sponsor of the Faith by Plate legislation to make sure that our students will, when they go to school, have access to halal meals. Thank you so much for your support. I know that with your engagement, with your trust, we're going to make sure to pass that bill and we're going to make sure to continue this incredible trajectory. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Jane Gore. Just to make sure, is there any candidate that I may have missed? All right, I would like to invite candidate Murray running for state rep from the 81st District.
Hello, I am State Representative Ann Staffel Murray. I am the incumbent in the 81st District, which serves portions of Naperville, southeast Naperville in particular, and then goes eastward in the Woodridge, Downers Grove area. I was very proud to vote on every single one of these Illinois Muslim Coalition initiatives. And I am so happy to have gotten the report on where the needs are for the community and get to work on those. And I'm happy to sponsor, co-sponsor, whatever is necessary to make sure that we are a welcoming state that is truly living the religious freedom as it should be. So thank you so much I look forward to chatting with you over there.
Thank you, candidate. Now, I would like to shout out our two partners, the Illinois Muslim Civic Coalition, as well as CIOGC. CIOGC helps with voter registration, and the Illinois Muslim Civic Coalition recently published the Illinois Muslim Report. I would like to invite the Illinois Muslim Civic Coalition to talk to us about 1 minute regarding the work they have done.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Rima Kamran. I am with the Muslim Civic Coalition. We have a table back there if you'd like to come learn about the Illinois Muslims Report. Did you know that Illinois has the largest per capita Muslim population in the whole nation? Did you know Dupage County has the second largest concentrations of Muslims in Illinois, followed by Will County? The report is the needs assessment and the needs, assets, and opportunities for Illinois Muslims. This report will be able to get our elected officials to serve us better because they can understand what our needs are, who we are, and what we bring to our communities. So please pick up a copy back there, learn about our community. If you work for an organization, see what our needs are as a community, and this will help you serve us better. I also want to make sure that you know the Muslim Civic Coalition specializes in civic engagement and advocating for our community. So in 2021, you heard mention of the bills that were passed. In 2022, we have 2 bills that are going to the veto session. I want to give a shout out to Senator Laura Ellman, who has supported the contributions to the history of Muslims in America, as well as Representative Janet Gannon for being our sponsor on the Faith by Faith Act. This is the way that we can move the needle for our community, by making sure that we have just laws that serve us. So please learn more about the Muslim Civic Coalition at muslimciviccoalition.org. Come hang out at our table, grab a report, and see how you can make a difference in your community.
Thank you so much to the Illinois Civic Muslim Coalition. And that concludes.
We can have a couple other people speak, representatives that are here. Okay, thank you.
Moving on, we can now go towards our engagement with candidates. To our community members, the candidates are seated at their table, so you can interact with them, ask some questions regarding issues that are more meaningful to you, and take time to get to know them. I would like to invite Brother Wajahat Ali, the chair of the Civic Engagement Committee, to deliver our vote of thanks and our closing remarks.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. That concludes our night, and I hope you all benefited from it. And inshallah, looking forward to see you all at the November 8th voting booth. Our masjid at the 75th Street is a permanent site and also early voting site for Dupage residents. Early voting starts on October 25th, and you all can request a mail-in ballot for the elections. For more information, please visit the ICN website, icnmasjid.org/vote. And also, I request you all to visit the booths and also the boxes of food you can pick it up while leaving, and 1 box per person, please. Jazakallah khair, and thank you very much for coming over. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Anthony. Just a reminder that Ishal Salah will be at 8 p.m. To our candidates, you are welcome to watch. Our candidates are here, so you can go around, get to know them, ask them questions.
You can make the announcement. The HR period is at 8 p.m.
Yeah, I just announced.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Good question.